Well, guys, if Donald Trump is not broke, he may be getting there very soon. After Judge Engoron's ruling ordered him to pay $464 million, Trump said he would appeal. Well, he just did. And today, on Wednesday, February 28th of 2024, an appeals court justice ordered Donald J. Trump to pay in full the $464 million judgment. There is no escaping the ruling, guys. Listen.
Appeals court judge in New York said that Donald Trump must post the entirety of this bond, $454 million, including the interest on the judgment, in order to satisfy the judgment to stop the New York Attorney General's office from trying to move forward to execute that. Now, this is a ruling from one judge, so it is temporary in nature, and there will be further briefings on this. But what the judge said is that Trump will have to come up with this money. He has about until essentially the end of March to do this.
Now, the problem is that the clock is ticking. Trump barely has until the end of March to pay the judgment, and taking out these loans is not something you can do quickly. However, who knows? There may be a bank out there willing to take the massive risk of lending $464 million to Donald Trump. Is that impossible? That they may fast track it? No. There may be some right-wing leaning bank out there willing to gamble, to take the massive risk, just in case Trump makes it back to the White House against all odds. But I don't think it'll be an easy decision for any bank to take that risk right now. We'll see. But as we know, there are many millionaires and billionaires out there rooting for Donald Trump. They need him back in the White House so that they can get another massive tax cut, just like the one he gave them and he gave himself during the previous term. Take Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone, for example. These people went out with a begging bowl to the media, to social media, and they opened a GoFundMe account for Trump 13 days ago. Listen.
Laird and Sinella, so her GoFundMe page says that she stands unwaveringly with former President Donald Trump. However, she and her husband say this is not politically motivated, rather to protect business owners and entrepreneurs.
When you can allow this to happen to one property owner, this can happen for everyone. Now it's about, I have no other choice but to stand up and represent property owners and business owners in America.
Says Elena Cardone, who started this GoFundMe.
I've never been a political person with my viewpoint, but this ruling really rocked me to the core.
Trump was found liable for repeatedly issuing false financial statements that inflated his wealth by $2 million in exaggerated property values to get low-interest loans. For example, Trump claimed his Mar-a-Lago estate was valued at $600 million when it was appraised for only $27 million.
I've never shown up at a property where the homeowner didn't think their house was worth more than it is. But now, according to this New York judge, for doing that, you can be considered to have committed fraud.
The fundraiser, Stand With Trump, calling for donations to front what they believe was an unjust judgment. Within 24 hours, the GoFundMe surpassing $100,000.
The entrepreneurs, the business owners, the property owners, we have to all stand up and send a message back to this judge and this ruling that this is not okay.
This GoFundMe account, by the way, has been an absolute massive failure. In 13 days, they have only raised $1.2 million. That is literally an average of less than $100,000 per day. For such a prominent figures like the Cardones, it's been a massive failure, guys. Now, what's even worse, the GoFundMe account has stopped receiving funds now for 5 days in a row. It's been sitting at $1.2 million for at least 5 days. And I know because I've been following this daily, posting daily on Twitter, because the American people are just not falling for it. So at this pace, the Cardones will need no less than 7 years to raise the $500 million, $500 million, Trump needs in less than 30 days. I don't know, go figure. I don't think that one is actually working. This pathetic effort by the Cardones has been in vain. Americans are just not falling for this grifting and corruption enabling event. Now, we know Trump is in deep financial trouble because his lawyers said so when they begged the court for a stay, which means that they were asking for more time to pay the judgment. Listen to Glenn Kirshner and Brian Tyler Cohen explaining what happened with the request to Judge Engoron just a few days ago.
So, Glenn, Donald Trump, of course, owes $455 million in the New York fraud case. He tried asking the judge for that payment to be halted, and the judge just responded to his request. So what happened here?
Yeah, what happened here, Brian, reading between the lines, is Donald Trump is scrambling on the financial front, because I don't believe for a minute that he has that money to put up $455 million. And we'll talk in a minute about why I believe he doesn't have that money. But here's what happened. Basically, when the judge enters a final order in the case, that starts a clock ticking, and the losing party has 30 days to put up or shut up, put up the money, either pay it out to the winning party or put it into an escrow account for the court while they appeal the judgment. I don't think for a minute Donald Trump has $455 million to either pay out or to put in an escrow account so he can appeal the verdict. So what he did is he said, please, Judge Engoron, we need more time. Can you delay entering the judgment by 30 days to give us some more time? Interestingly, Brian, they don't say why. They don't say why they want or need more time. So Judge Engoron replied basically with one line. You haven't even offered a reason for the stay. Never mind.
I'll put it on the screen. It's, you have failed to explain, much less justify, any basis for a stay. I am confident that the appellate division will protect your appellate rights.
Yeah, you have neither offered a reason, and you certainly haven't justified your request to delay entering the judgment. Sorry, sport, you're out of luck. I don't think Judge Engoron used the word sport. That's my editorial addition.
Well, guys, wrapping it up, I believe that knowing what we know right now in terms of how Trump scammed all these banks and insurance companies in New York, banks may be way more stricter when it comes to evaluating his properties and even deciding if they will approve a loan in the first place. There may also be another problem for now. Trump just can't go around claiming that Mar-a-Lago was worth $700 million when valuations say it may be only worth around $28 million. I'm sure appraisers right now will be twice as careful, knowing that any deal with Trump may be highly scrutinized because of all of the criminal trials. Trump is just toxic right now. He won't be able to lie. Banks won't be able to lie or help him either. He's being forced for the first time in his life to follow the law and to play by the book. So to all those MAGA Republicans pinning their hopes of exonerating Trump to the Court of Appeals ruling, I have to say, it's time to admit Trump committed fraud because he is a fraudster.